What if I told you that one of these three hydrogen companies could become one of the biggest winners of the next decade, while another could continue disappointing investors for years? Today we're comparing three of the biggest names in the hydrogen industry: Plug Power, Bloom Energy, and Ballard Power. At first, they all seem to be chasing the same opportunity: clean energy, hydrogen, a greener future. But once you dig deeper, you realize these companies are following very different paths, and that's exactly why one of them could outperform the others. So before you invest in any hydrogen stock, watch this comparison carefully, because my final opinion might surprise you. Hydrogen has been called the fuel of the future for many years. Governments are investing billions of dollars into clean energy. Large corporations are searching for alternatives to fossil fuels. And investors are asking one simple question: when will hydrogen finally become a profitable business? No one knows the exact answer, but if hydrogen adoption accelerates over the next several years, these three companies could be among the biggest beneficiaries. The problem is, not every company will succeed. Some may become industry leaders. Others may struggle to survive. That's why choosing the right stock matters. Let's begin with the company most investors already know: Plug Power. Plug Power isn't trying to build just one product. It's trying to build an entire hydrogen ecosystem. The company produces electrolyzers. It develops hydrogen fueling stations. It supplies fuel cell systems. And it wants to become a major producer of green hydrogen. It's an incredibly ambitious strategy. If management executes successfully, Plug Power could become one of the most important hydrogen companies in the world. But here's where the story becomes interesting. Despite all those ambitious plans, the company has faced major financial challenges. Revenue has grown over time, but losses have remained significant. Cash burn has worried many investors, and that's one of the biggest reasons the stock has dropped so much from its previous highs. Some investors see those falling prices and walk away. Others see an opportunity, because if Plug Power can improve its financial performance, investor sentiment could change very quickly. The market often rewards companies that prove they can execute. And after such a large decline, even small improvements could have a meaningful impact on the stock. But before you decide whether Plug Power deserves a place in your portfolio, there's another company that's taking a very different approach, and many investors believe it may actually have the stronger business today. That company is Bloom Energy. Unlike Plug Power, Bloom Energy isn't trying to dominate every part of the hydrogen industry. Instead, it has focused on building a business that already serves real customers. Its solid oxide fuel cell technology provides reliable electricity to businesses, hospitals, manufacturing facilities, and large commercial buildings. That may not sound exciting at first, but here's why investors are paying attention. Artificial intelligence is growing at an incredible pace. Cloud computing continues expanding, and data centers now require more electricity than ever before. Reliable power has become one of the biggest challenges for many companies. Bloom Energy believes its technology can help solve that problem. If demand for data centers keeps rising, Bloom could find itself in a very strong position. Another thing investors like is that Bloom has already built relationships with major customers. That doesn't eliminate risk. Every company in this industry still faces challenges. But compared with many hydrogen companies, Bloom appears to have a more established commercial business. That's one reason some investors consider it the safer choice. Of course, safer doesn't always mean higher returns. Sometimes the biggest gains come from companies that look the riskiest. And that's exactly why many investors still keep watching Plug Power. Now let's talk about the third company, Ballard Power. This company has chosen a completely different strategy. Instead of focusing on buildings or hydrogen production, Ballard is targeting heavy-duty transportation. Think about buses, commercial trucks, trains, mining vehicles, ships. These are industries where batteries alone may not always be the best solution. Hydrogen fuel cells could play an important role in the future. If that happens, Ballard could benefit in a big way. But there's one major challenge. Commercial adoption has been much slower than investors expected. Many projects are still developing. Governments continue supporting clean transportation, but large-scale adoption hasn't arrived as quickly as many people hoped. That means Ballard investors may need a lot of patience. The opportunity is still there, but the timeline remains uncertain. And that's what makes Ballard both exciting and risky. So now we've looked at all three companies, but which one actually offers the best opportunity? The answer isn't as simple as you might think. Here's how I personally see it. If you're looking for the highest potential upside, Plug Power is probably the most exciting choice. Why? Because expectations have fallen dramatically. If the company improves its finances, reduces cash burn, and moves closer to profitability, the stock could surprise a lot of people. Of course, That also makes it the riskiest investment of the three. Now let's look at Bloom Energy. If I wanted a company with a more established business today, Bloom would probably be my first choice. Its commercial operations appear stronger. Its customer base is more developed, and it may benefit from the growing demand for reliable power and expanding AI infrastructure. That doesn't guarantee success, but it does reduce some of the uncertainty. Then there's Ballard Power. For me, Ballard is the long-term wild card. If hydrogen-powered buses, trucks, trains, and ships become common over the next decade, Ballard could become one of the biggest winners. But if adoption remains slow, investors may have to wait much longer than expected. So which stock would I choose today? If I had to pick only one, I'd lean slightly toward Bloom Energy because I like the balance between growth potential and business execution. If I were willing to accept much higher risk in exchange for potentially higher rewards, I'd seriously consider Plug Power. And if I believed hydrogen transportation was about to accelerate, Ballard would deserve a closer look. The truth is, no one knows exactly which company will outperform. The hydrogen industry still has enormous potential, but investing in emerging technologies always comes with uncertainty. That's why research matters, patience matters, and managing risk matters even more. Now I want to hear your opinion. If you had $1,000 to invest today, would you buy Plug Power, Bloom Energy, or Ballard Power? Tell me your answer in the comments, and don't just write the company name. Tell everyone why you picked it. I'm genuinely interested to see which stock gets the most votes. If you enjoyed this comparison, please hit the like button. Subscribe for more stock analysis and growth investing videos, and turn on notifications, because the next stock we cover could be the market's next big surprise. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.